All right. Good morning, millionaires. Good morning, millionaires. Hope everybody's feeling good this morning. Hope everybody is feeling good this morning. Make sure you rep your city. Let them know what kind of business you have, you know, how it helps other people. Today, we got something real cool going on. If you've been participating lately, then you already know that we've been going over the universal laws of success. They're pretty dope, man, because it's one thing to live life. It's a completely other thing to have a lifestyle. It's one thing to have a life, right? It's a whole other thing to have a lifestyle. And as you begin to learn certain rules about how this thing works, you start to almost naturally begin to create a lifestyle for yourself. And I think you're really going to enjoy this. We've been doing this about 6 weeks in a row. So if you go to Millionaire Minded TV, then what you'll see there is a whole collection of our training videos. We always go over, either mindset, skill set, or heart set every single week. And our hope is that when things go haywire, right, you have some solace in the universal principles of success. It helps you make sense of the world. Yeah, my man Jamal Flono in the house. That's what I'm talking about. It helps you make sense of the world, y'all. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. I'm gonna go ahead and call in. We're gonna get this party started, y'all. In just a second. All right. Now let's get it. Spread the word. Make sure you share this thing with somebody. Check it out. All right, I'm gonna call in on this live line. Hope everybody's feeling good out there. I know it's sort of a rough time for your boy, for sure.
Something special. You have greatness in you. Hello, this is Les Brown, and you're in the right place at the right time because we're going to
Please enter your. Thank you. Please announce yourself. All participants are muted. Entry and exit tones are off.
Okay, good morning, millionaires. I hope everybody's feeling good this morning. If you're not, I hope you are praying and feel better. I hope you're praying for strength. I hope you're praying for the people that you love. I'm gonna keep y'all in my prayers. Make sure y'all keep me in your prayers, right? Because at the end of the day, we know that the invisible is way more powerful than what you can see, right? We all are aware that, we can't see gamma rays, we can't see ultraviolet, we can't see X-rays, right? We can't see any electronic vibrations emanating from our cell phone, right? But yet we're able to talk with no wires, right? Yet we're able to, walk through the airport and know they're able to check us to see if we have any, weapons or explosives on us and stuff like that, right? Like we know that this stuff exists. We know we can go to the doctor and get scanned and then they can see the inside. We understand that this stuff exists, but we can't see it with our naked eye. Isn't that quite a telling observation? Doesn't that show us that there are laws at work that we aren't really aware of? Doesn't that allow us to have more faith? Millionaires, we can't always tell each other why something happened. We can't always know, what it all means when you're actually living through it. But here's what we know for sure. The universe is perfect. Everything happens for a reason. And the more we become aware of certain of these laws, maybe it can help us when we're going through a rough time. Yeah, that's exactly right, Dennis. We walk by faith, not by sight. And it just makes good sense. So, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to cover 12 more of these laws, okay, of personal power and success. 12 more laws of personal power and success. This is not to say that somehow I'm some master of these laws. It's not to say that I'm somehow better than you. What it is to say is that we're all a work in progress. We're all trying to get better every single day. And maybe if we raise our awareness, then naturally the activity will appear. Maybe if we become more, then naturally we can get it when we want more. Does that make sense to everybody? All right, so here's number 73, the law of desire. We ended off on the law of attraction last time. And that was pretty fitting because lately we've been doing the law of attraction in the Kaizen Academy. This Saturday's class is going to be about the business side of the law of attraction. Many of you have seen it at work in my own life. And you're like, well, how is he doing this? How is all of this working? Man, I see it happening. How does it work? Well, tune in on Saturday. You know, I put the link there in the comments if anybody just wants to come to just that class. But last time we kind of talked about the law of attraction. But the whole idea is that the law of attraction is actually a collection of laws. It's a collection of different principles. So when you see that in the link, if you just want to attend that one class, you can just click on that. But all right, we're about to get into it. All right, number 73 is the law of desire, y'all. The law of desire. To become wealthy, you got to have a burning desire to accumulate wealth, right? A mild desire or a casual interest is not sufficient if this is what you want. And guess what? That's when we're talking about wealth, but that goes for anything. If you have the law of desire in your awareness, then you understand you had to desire that A in that class when you were in high school. You had to desire that job. This is why I say that everybody's a success, because even the janitor at your high school successfully got the job he applied for. He's a success. Now, it's not yours to judge whether he aimed too high or aimed too low, but what you can notice with uncanny accuracy is that most people get what it is they desire. Isn't that interesting? They just have to have a burning desire. Pretty much your whole life, you've been getting everything you had a burning desire for. I don't care if it was that pair of shoes back when you was in, middle school, or if it's that certain relationship maybe you wanted. If you had a burning desire for it, I bet you made it happen. You can tell how badly you want it by observing your actions each day. Are they consistent, for instance, with wealth accumulation? Well, that's the law of desire. The world will begin to bend to your will, to your expectation, and to your desire. And that leads us right into law number 74, the law of purpose. The law of purpose. Definitiveness of purpose is going to be the starting point of all wealth. Somebody give me that. The law of purpose is number 74. Definitiveness of purpose is the starting point of all wealth. To become wealthy, you got to decide exactly what you want. Write it down and then make a plan for its achievement. Like one of our Millionaire Minded t-shirts that's about to come out, it just breaks down how easy $1 million actually is. Like $1 million is just $1,000 times 1,000 people, right? But check it out. All successful people think on paper. Somebody write that down in the comments and give me a share. This is important. Hopefully you're taking notes right now. Hopefully you jotting it down in your 90-day planner, or hopefully you jotting it down on the note pages in your vision board coloring book. That's why you got all of this stuff, right? It ain't just to color in the part I am unstoppable, but it's also to take them notes. So before you know it, you got a power book. You have a book just full of power, because it's not about what you heard me say. It's about what you heard somebody say and what it made you think of. Hope that makes sense. Here's number 75, the law of enrichment. The law of enrichment is number 75. Check it out. All lasting wealth comes from enriching others in some way. Isn't that interesting? All lasting wealth comes from enriching others in some way. That might be something to jot down in your notes. The more you can train yourself to contribute value to the lives of other people, the more you'll earn and the more certain it is you're going to be wealthy. Y'all hear me say that all the time around here. If you become valuable, you'll become powerful. I don't care if you're talking about a personal relationship or a business client. It's not until you become valuable that you become powerful. It's not until you serve that you deserve. A lot of us think we're entitled to love. Well, you're not. I'm going to tell you something. You don't even really love yourself. You don't even really respect yourself until you earn your own respect. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? You begin to respect yourself based on how much you keep those little promises to yourself. And then guess what? You begin to lose respect for yourself when you break that word. When you break that word. This is why we got to continue to work on ourselves, y'all, because listen to me. You are only making the amount of money that you tolerate. You're only making the amount of money that you tolerate. Are you aware of the law of enrichment, which basically says you got to become valuable to become powerful? Here's number 76, the law of entrepreneurship. The law of entrepreneurship. Millionaires, this is just a universal principle. It's been like this since the beginning of time. The surest road to wealth is not to stay an apprentice for this guy forever. The purpose of you working for that company is to be an apprentice. This is the law of entrepreneurship. The surest road to wealth is to start and build a successful business of your own. Nobody ever got rich working for somebody else, you know. Now, it may look like they work for the person, but if they got rich, I guarantee you, you look closer and they're working with the person. You look closer and they took equity in that job. They started to treat that company like they were an owner. And then before you knew it, they got treated like an owner. I'm here to tell you, with great responsibility comes great power, right? Now, we're all a work in progress. We're all trying to become more and more responsible. That's one of the challenges of this thing called life. How much responsibility can you take on? How sure can you be of your own word? How certain can you be that you're going to follow through on your promises? Check it out. Your products or your services only need to be 10% better than your competitors to start your journey to wealth. Think about that. Next time you feel a little bit scared because you like so many people do what I do, walk down the bread aisle of your supermarket, walk down the cereal aisle. I want you to just look at how many forms of bread there are. Think about that, because most bread is just alike. Yeah, you got wheat and honey wheat and white and enriched, but check it out. Most of it's the same, but yet they all coexist. There's room for everybody. Isn't that interesting? You just needed to be 10% different. 10% better. You need a way to just make that 10% different something that's better. You just need a way to niche yours out so that you're 10% different, 10% better than somebody else, and it's a whole new world for you. Here's number 77. The law of bootstrapping. The law of bootstrapping. Check it out. The best and surest way to build a business is to start with little or nothing. Now, I know what you've been told. You need some big influx of capital, right? But the best way to grow, the best and surest way to grow, and make sure that as you learn more, you earn more, is to start with little or nothing, and then step by step your way up out the profits. That's the law of bootstrapping. Those who start with too little money are way more likely to succeed than those who start off with too much. Somebody give me that. Those who start, this is the power of broke. Damon John wrote a book called The Power of Broke. Listen to me. Those who start off with too little are far more likely to succeed than those who start off with too much. Why? Because all creativity comes from constraints. All creativity comes from constraints. Energy and imagination are the springboards to wealth creation. Everybody with me? You ain't extraordinary because you do extraordinary things. You're extraordinary because you do ordinary things with a little bit of extra effort. Here's number 78. Everybody with me? The law of courage. The law of courage. Your willingness to risk failure is the only real measure of your desire to be rich. That's the law of courage. Because failure is a prerequisite for success. We all know that. If you want to succeed faster, double your rate of failure. Isn't that interesting? Your willingness to risk failure is the only real measure of your desire. Here's number 79, the law of risk. The law of risk. Millionaires, there's a direct relationship between the level of risk and the likelihood of loss in any enterprise. There's a direct relationship between the risk and the loss, right? Successful entrepreneurs then are those who analyze and minimize risk in pursuit of profit. We call that the law of risk. You're looking to mitigate the downside and increase the upside. You're looking for deals you can get in where the downside is minimal, but the upside, the potential, like if this thing works, woo, if it messes up, we're going to lose a little something. But if it works, my friend, if it works, right? That's the law of risk. Here's number 80, the law of undue optimism. We almost out of here, y'all. The law of undue optimism. Jot that one down in your power book. Number 80 is the law of undue optimism. What does that mean? We as entrepreneurs got to remember this because a lot of us are pure optimism. But this is the law of undue optimism. You ready? Check it out. Excessive optimism is a two-edged sword. It can lead to success and it can lead to failure. Let me tell you what we do as optimists. A lot of times we ignore red flags. Check this out. In business, everything costs twice as much as you expect. Everything takes 3 times longer than you planned. So watch out for the law of undue optimism. Because as my daddy told me one time, if he'd have known everything that it would have took to run the business, he never would have started that particular business. Sometimes you need a little bit of that naivete to bust a move. God would never God don't give you a dream to match your bank account, right? Because he wants you to test you. He's testing you. He's testing your faith. Y'all with me? But with that said, we got to make sure that we are watching out for the undue optimism that means we're ignoring red flags. Here's number 81, the law of persistence. The law of persistence is number 81. If you persist long enough, you must inevitably succeed. In other words, the only way to fail is to quit. If you persist long enough in the pursuit of wealth, you must inevitably succeed. Stumbling blocks are just stepping stones when you're thinking about it, right, y'all? As long as you learn from every setback, it's just a setup for a comeback. Everybody with me? That's the law of persistence. Even the act of walking means you throwing yourself out of balance to the left, throwing yourself out of balance to the right. Do you remember that? The only reason you kept on trying to walk is because everybody around you was walking. This is the power of the Kaizen Academy. This is the power of Millionaire Minded and getting in different organizations where everybody around you is walking. Because maybe you're crawling at $50,000 a year, but maybe people around you are walking at $50,000 a month. And you're like, well, it can't be that hard. Apparently, this is what we do around here. We walk. The problem is if you're making, $30,000 a year and you around a bunch of people that make the same amount. Everybody's making it $30,000 a year. Everybody's happy. Now your environment has started to become a prison. See, if you don't focus on escaping your prison, you're just going to concentrate on decorating the jail cell. Ain't that interesting? The law of persistence is one you should definitely jot down. And here's the last one I got for you, y'all, today. The last one I got for you out the 120 we're covering, right? Law number 82 is the law of purpose in business. The law of purpose in business. Check it out. The purpose of a business is to create and keep a customer, right? All business activities must be focused on this central purpose. And if you're in the Kaizen Academy, if you're a Kaizenite, you recognize that everything we're doing in that during unit, right, is designed to attract a referral. What we want is the referrals. Is that a fact? Profits are a result of creating and keeping customers in a cost-effective way. It's all about your referral game. It's all about your clarity of purpose. Don't you think you have a leg up on everybody around you? If you actually know that your purpose is to create a referral, for instance, while their purpose is just closing a sale, how long can they even hang in your same league before you're 2x, 3x, 5x, whatever they're able to do? Because you've got a different level of purpose. I hope I'm making sense to you. So that was the 82 for today. It's affirmation time. Again, y'all, we got Kaizen Academy this weekend. Boom. It's there in the comments. Matter of fact, I'll put it in the comments again. So if you want to attend this weekend's class, then just click that link, or you can join the entire academy. Also, if you haven't joined the newsletter, make sure you go to wearemillionaireminded.com, millionaireminded.com, and join the newsletter. I repeat after me, millionaires, say it like you mean it. I am so happy and grateful